Hey, what's going on, you guys? It's Marco. So today I'm going to be talking to you guys about how to get a construction loan so that you can get the financing to build your own home. And no, I'm not talking about how to get a loan to buy one of these little cookie cutter new construction homes that every builder seems to be building for the same millionth time, and that looks exactly the same with the exact same materials, nothing like that. I'm talking about getting a construction loan so that you can build your own house from the ground up, build your own palace, and ball the way you want to. And obviously in this video, I'm gonna be talking to you guys about what are some of the things that you need to know when getting a construction loan. Who is this for? What are some of the items that you have to be watching out for? How is this different than every other mortgage out there? And what are some of the key benefits of building your own home? Even though that sort of goes without saying that obviously building your own home sounds pretty awesome. So I think that's a pretty huge benefit already, right? But listen, before getting started, just do me one huge favor. The like button right below is already built. All you gotta do is turn it blue for me, all right? And let's go ahead and get started in this video right now. All right, so let's get the basic out of the way. What is a construction loan and how is this different from every other mortgage? If you have any experience either buying a home or obviously owning any sort of real estate or buying a home with a mortgage, then you probably have the experience of just getting a conventional loan or an FHA mortgage or another type of government loan, right? Where maybe you had to put a very small down payment, the house that was already built. It was basically a very normal transaction, right? So that's basically kind of what most people have that experience with. Well, with a construction loan, there are gonna be three different things that make it just different. Obviously, this is a loan to build a home, all right? So you're gonna be building your own place from the ground up. And that is the biggest difference because that's going to be making it a little bit more different. All right, take a shot if I say different a lot of times. The second thing is that with a construction loan, you may or may not be able to finance the land. And that's something that you're gonna have to talk to whatever mortgage lender or bank that you're gonna go to, is see if maybe they allow you to finance the land with the construction financing, because a lot of banks or a lot of lenders that can't actually do construction loans, they might actually allow you to finance the land with the whole financing, which is obviously a huge plus because you don't have to own the land outright in order to do so. Obviously, a lot of people, if you don't know it, obviously that's completely fine, but buying a piece of land, raw land, is a pain in the ass, honestly. Honestly, there's not many people that do financing for land purchases. So if you're gonna buy land, you sort of have to buy it outright, with cash, or with a private loan or something along those lines. So the fact that you can finance the land into this whole process, it makes it a very beneficial thing. Now, the third biggest difference is that you're gonna have two different types of construction loans, and you have to talk to your mortgage lender to see which one is the one that makes sense for you in the project that you're looking to accomplish, obviously with your finances and all of that in between. So the first type of construction loan is gonna be a one-time close, where literally you're gonna get the construction loan and it's going to convert into the permanent financing. So let me backtrack a little bit so I don't lose you guys. The construction part is a temporary loan. Obviously, the construction loan is just to build the property. And typically the construction loan is gonna be for a period of anywhere between 9 to 12 to 18 months, depending on how complex is the project. In fact, I know a lot of mortgage lenders that do the construction loans, they offer those 3 terms for the construction piece. The permanent loan is going to be the one where you're actually gonna be staying in for basically the rest of whatever, the financing, right? So with the one-time close, you're gonna get the construction piece and you don't have to do absolutely anything. So there's gonna be just one-time closing. You don't have to refinance, you don't have to do anything. It's just one loan and that's about it. Once the project is done and it's built, then your mortgage lender, your bank, is going to convert that construction loan into a permanent financing. Now, on the other hand, you're gonna have the two-time close, and obviously you're gonna have the construction piece just so that you can build the home and buy obviously the piece of land if you have to finance the land. And then once that everything is done, once you build the house and everything else and everything is finished, then you have to refinance into the permanent financing. It's what they call construction to perm financing. So that's basically what it is. And obviously the final financing is going to be the one that you're going to be staying in, and that could be just a regular mortgage. It can be like a conventional loan, it could be an FHA, it could be a VA mortgage, an USDA, etc., etc. Now I'm going to be telling you guys that there are going to be some differences, and this is kind of one of the things that you definitely have to know and talk to your lender about, because just not one program is going to be the best one for everybody. So with that being said, let's talk about the pros and the cons of the two types of construction loans. The first one is going to be your one-time close. And a lot of people feel like this is the best one, but sometimes it might actually not be. But anyways, the biggest advantage of this loan is that obviously you're only closing once. And you don't have to refinance again. It's just a one-time closing, and that's the biggest advantage that you're gonna have, because you're not going to incur additional closing fees. So obviously when you're buying the home, you're gonna have those closing costs, and that's about it. The drawback of this deal though, guys, is that the interest rates are gonna be much higher. So for instance, the rates for a regular construction loan are gonna be somewhere in the 4s, 5% even, and during the construction period they're gonna be about 1 percentage point over. Some lenders might have something a little bit lower, say like a 3.25% lower. So for instance, if you start at 5%, then your construction financing will probably be at 5.75 for a period of, say, 9, 8, 12 months. The longer the period, the higher the interest rate is going to be. All right. On the other side, when you do the two-time construction loan, yeah, the drawback is going to be that you guys are going to have to close twice. You're going to have to close on the purchase of the property, which obviously you're going to have a set of closing costs. And when you finish with the project, then you have to convert that into the permanent financing, which obviously is going to be in the means of a refinance, and you're going to have the closing cost of, well, refinancing a home. So a lot of people feel like that's a big drawback, because obviously you are incurring closing costs twice. I get that 100%, but the biggest advantage of this is that you are going to be able to get a conventional financing as your permanent financing, or even a VA or FHA, where the interest rates are just extremely low, and obviously that's going to be able to help you recoup a lot of the cost of incurring the closing cost twice. And the interest rates on a two-time construction loan are gonna be lower than the one-time construction loan, because they are going to give you just one loan, and they're gonna lock you in for basically at the beginning, and that's basically it, right? Whereas on the two-time, well, you're gonna have to refinance, and hopefully that refinance rate is gonna be much better anyways, which I can almost guarantee you guys that it definitely will be. All right, so now let's go ahead and talk about who is this for, who isn't this for, and what are some of the requirements that you need in order to qualify for construction financing. Okay, guys, well, right out of the bat, construction loans are gonna be for very qualified borrowers. So first and foremost, you're gonna need credit scores well over 700. I've seen in a lot of places where the minimum credit score to get a construction loan is gonna be 720, and I've seen in some places where the minimum credit score is 740. So just go with the fact that, you're gonna need a very excellent credit score in order to qualify. Now, the second thing that you're gonna need to qualify for a construction loan is gonna be your down payment. And no, you can't cringe all the way to a 3% or a no down payment, because that doesn't exist on construction loans. You guys are gonna need anywhere between 20 to 30% of your purchase price, and on top of it, the cost of the construction, of course. And if you're financing the land, then that's gonna get added up on there as well. For instance, you're financing the land, and the land is $100,000, and the construction is going to cost you $300,000. So between the land and the construction is already $400,000. So 20% on that would be $80,000 of just a down payment, and that's not counting your closing costs. So as you guys can see, it's not going to be like a 5% down or anything like that. Now, the third thing is gonna be just sort of depending on where it is that you're gonna get the mortgage from, because there are gonna be some lenders that are gonna be very strict about your income. So just be sure that you have all your income documentation very tightly, very secure and ready for them, and you have 2 years worth of it, whether it's just a job, your W-2 salary, or if you own a business. Good luck if you're trying to get a construction loan with a business. Make sure that you go ahead and send all those tax returns to your mortgage lender. You're gonna need 2 years worth of them, and obviously they're going to let you know whether or not you claim enough income in order to qualify for the construction financing. Obviously, if you guys are looking to do the two-time close construction loan, then just understand that you're gonna have to qualify for that permanent financing as well. And that's, I guess, one of the drawbacks of getting a two-time construction loan, is that you will have to go through the whole process process all over again. Obviously, now you don't have to put a down payment because the house is already there. You have the equity in the property, all those things, but you're still gonna have to prove your income, your credit, and your assets as well. Okay, now that we know all these things, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about how the process works and what are some of the important parts that you need to know. So guys, basically on a construction loan, there are gonna be three major parties. It's gonna be you, obviously, as the borrower. It's gonna be the lender who's gonna be giving you the money. And then the third one is going to be the builder or your general contractor. Odds are you're gonna get a builder to build your home, and then they're gonna have general contractors in there, and then they're gonna handle the whole thing. Now the contractor is extremely important, or your home builder, whoever it might be, because you're gonna need a builder that is certified, that has all his paperwork in order, and has a history of building homes. Believe me, whatever mortgage lender that you're gonna go with are gonna ask for a lot of documents from that builder, and you better believe that they are gonna vet the hell out of that builder in order to allow him or her to build your home. Lenders don't want to lose any money, and they definitely don't want to get you in a bad position with a crappy builder. So make sure that you get a really good one, and one that has all the experience in the world of dealing with mortgage lenders when the client is getting construction financing. Trust me, that's going to be very important. Now, the process is going to be very similar to when you're just buying a regular home. The first step, guys, is for you to know exactly that you can qualify for your mortgage. So obviously, you're going to walk into the mortgage lender's office and be sure that you can qualify for the construction loan. Then in addition to it, you better find yourself your builder by now, and then give that mortgage lender the builder's information so that they can go ahead and get the builder approved. The builder has to be approved by the mortgage lender. You can't just find, your cousin down the street because he does some work, or anybody out there. This builder literally has to be approved by the mortgage lender. So you guys better, go ahead and handle that way ahead in advance so that it doesn't delay your construction. If you have the land, then obviously you don't have to worry about finding a place to build on. You can just go ahead and start working on getting the financing. If you don't own the land, then you're gonna go with your real estate agent, find your land, go under contract, and close. And then at closing, obviously the seller of the land is going to get paid, obviously either through your down payment or with the financing or a portion of it. And then the construction is going to begin. And the mortgage lender, kind of what happens is that the mortgage lender is going to give the contractor, the builder, draws throughout the project. So whatever, if it takes 9 months or it takes a year or a little bit over a year, the mortgage lender is always going to be giving checks to the builder. Now, obviously, throughout this whole time, things can be very complex. Things might change. Hopefully for you, things don't change very much, because one of the things that you totally need to know is that for any little change in contractors or anything, believe that the mortgage lender is going to be charging fees to do it. So hopefully, this builder that you're going to find is going to be somebody who's very reputable. I really can't stress that enough, guys. I think I already went on a 2-minute rant talking about a builder, but I gotta tell you guys that based on my own personal experience, especially, originating construction loans for some of my clients, the builder really plays a huge part into this thing. So guys, just don't cut corners trying to get a very affordable builder. Find somebody that's actually, worth what you're gonna be paying them ultimately, right? All right, now just before wrapping up this video, I just want to talk to you guys about where can you get a construction loan and kind of what mortgage rates you can expect and payments and all that kind of stuff. Obviously, if you guys have any questions, just put them in the comment box below, and I'll be more than happy to answer whatever questions you guys have that I can actually answer. But in order to get a construction loan, you guys are gonna have to find a specialty mortgage lender that actually does construction loans. I, for instance, know of a lender called Flagstar Mortgage. They are a very big lender in the United States, and they do construction financing. You may want to go on Google and just, obviously search for construction mortgage lenders and just talk to several people. Probably based on your state, you might have somebody that does that as a living, and that's literally who you want to go with. You want to go with a mortgage lender that honestly does this all the time. Don't go with a guy that's never done it before, because that's a recipe for disaster. And I can tell you right off the bat, don't go to any of the mortgage lenders online like Quicken Loans, Rocket Mortgage. They don't do those kind of loans. Better.com. They don't do construction loans or anything like that, okay? So you're gonna have to go with a specialty mortgage lender that actually does construction loans, or a bank that actually has that program. Now, as far as mortgage rates, you can expect higher rates than regular mortgage loans right now. So as the time I'm shooting this video, what is this, August 27th or 26th of 2021, 30-year mortgage rates are somewhere in the low 3%. Well, on a construction loan, you might expect maybe about 1 to 2% over that rate, especially if you do just a one-time construction loan. You might see a rate of, say, maybe about 5.75%, which obviously I would say it's not very beneficial. That's why right now, at least in this very moment, doing a two-time construction loan tends to be better, because you guys are going to be able to get the construction loan, then refinance into whatever low interest rate is got going on. That's what you should expect as far as the rates go. And throughout the construction loan process, again, whether it's the 9 months or 12 months or 18 months, then your construction loan is going to be interest only. And then obviously at closing or whatever happens, if you do the one-time construction loan, they'll just roll it into the whole thing, whatever you owe on it. But during the construction phase, it's going to be an interest-only mortgage, and you can do either a fixed rate or you can do a variable interest rate. And before you start freaking out about variable interest rates, I gotta tell you that the variable interest rate is going to be probably the better option for most of you guys, because it's going to be very safe. It doesn't go up and down like very crazy, very stable, and you guys may actually get a much better interest rate with a variable interest rate mortgage. But anyways, that's something that you need to talk to your mortgage lender with when you guys are doing this whole process. So that's basically it, you guys. See, I don't think it's very complicated. Hopefully this video was able to break it down very easily for you guys to understand. If you have any questions, once again, throw it down in the comment box below. And if you like this video, make sure that you push that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.